Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kobo Sports Room. We are back. Last week or last weekend, we posted the Chelsea versus Manchester United review. So we are not going to talk about it today, but make sure you click on the subscribe button, you press the post notification bell. Today is your weekend games review. All the matches that went on in the weekend. Today we are going to cover a lot. We are going to cover a lot, so make sure you are here, watch this video up to the end and click on the subscribe button. Let's get straight into the video. So we are starting from the French league. The French league has come to an end, and then the last games was blockbuster things happen in the French league. PSG are the winners of the French league, Le Championnat. PSG, they have won it. They won it 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Bro, that's crazy. That's very, very, very crazy. But the trophy has changed. I don't know what happened, but it looks like the trophy has changed, because if you can see the graphics on your screen, the 2024 trophy is different from this year's trophy. So I don't know what is happening there in the French league, but the trophy is looking like the trophy has actually changed. But I think it's a very good trophy. So PSG are the winners of the French league. Now, what is happening is that the race for the European slot is where we are going right now. Marseille was second on the league log, 65 points plus 27 goals. Marseille, they are qualified for the Champions League. AS Monaco is also there with 61 points plus 22 goals. They were also third, and then they are also going to the Champions League. OGC Nice is also there, 60 points. They were fourth. I think they will play the Champions League qualification. That's what I think, but I mean, they are actually going to the Champions League though. So that is OGC Nice for you. And then we have Leo. Leo is also going to the Europa League. That's an automatic slot to the Europa League. And Olympique Marseille at the latter part of the game, in the Strasbourg game, Le Havre, scored Strasbourg 3 goals to 2. So Strasbourg has now moved to 7th, and Olympique Lyon is going to the Conference League. They have qualified automatically for the Conference League because of the goal difference. So that is what is happening in the race for the European, competitions next season in the Ligue 1, Le Championnat. Now Strasbourg is out of the Conference League. They are not going to the Conference League, but there is a route. There's a route. PSG has Coupe de France, or that is their League Cup. They have a final with Reims. That particular final, if Reims win that final, they are going to go to the Europa League automatically. They are going to get automatic slot into the Europa League. But it is expected that, of course, PSG will win the Coupe de France. So when PSG does that, Strasbourg get automatic qualification to the Conference League next season. So I think they deserve it. Strasbourg deserve it. They have been brilliant this season, so I think they deserve to go to the Conference League, or they deserve to play an European competition this season. So ladies and gentlemen, that is what is happening in the Ligue 1 Le Championnat. As you can see, the boys are happy. Marquinhos lifting the trophy. You see Nuno Mendes there. You see Dembele also there chilling with the boys. So Dembele was actually the top scorer, 21 goals. So he was the top scorer of the Ligue 1 Le Championnat. That is McDonald's Ligue 1, the top scorer of the league. Mason Greenwood also had 21 goals, but at the end, league officials are saying that Mason Greenwood scored a lot of penalty goals and Dembele scored lesser penalty goals. So the Dembele is the top scorer of the competition. I think that is an agenda, even though, of course, if they made it, a tied top scorers, of course, Dembele is still the top scorer. But I mean, the fact that you gave it to only Dembele, I feel like they were not, they were not fair to Mason Greenwood. I think he scored 21 goals. I mean, he should be, whether it is a penalty or not, a penalty is also part of football. So whether it is a penalty or not, I think he should be the top scorer, or a joint top scorer with Dembele. But Dembele was the top scorer in the French Ligue 1 Le Championnat. So that is what happened in the French Ligue 1. Let's move to the Serie A. We are moving from the Serie A to the La Liga to the Premier League, because a lot of things happened in the Serie A yesterday. Title race between Napoli and then Inter Milan, blockbuster yesterday. That is what that is a league. When we are talking about a league, this is a league, because this is going to the last end. for us to determine the winner of the league. The last day of the league is going to determine the winner of the league. So when we get to EPL, we have something to say about the EPL. But the Serie A, Atalanta scored 3 goals to 2 against Genoa. Genoa were trying to prove stubborn, but Atalanta had already qualified for the Champions League. But they still came back. Retege scored the last minute goal for Atalanta to pull the win for Atalanta. Sulemana, the Ghanaian youngster, a youngster from Arta Legacy. Big shout outs to Arta Legacy. They have been doing really, really well. I've been, following them at X. So I've seen whatever they are doing. Big shout outs to Oliver Arta. Big congratulations to him. He has done really, really well. The fact that he is able to, transport the talent from Ghana, grassroots Ghana to Italy. Some of his talent are playing Bologna. Some of them are playing Cremonense. Some of them are playing, Atalanta. Sulemana is playing Atalanta. So Oliver Atta, big shout outs to him. He's doing really, really well for Ghana football. And then some of the Ghana talents, So Sulemana scored a banger. He scored a banger this weekend, so I'm happy for Sulemana. I'm expecting Ederson to leave Atalanta this summer. So let's see if Ederson leaves, and it means that Sulemana is going to take over, the method. So Sulemana, big congratulations to him. I want to see him more in the Atalanta games next season. Inter Milan, Lazio, that is where the problem is. That is where all the juicy stories are. 2-2 against each other. Top competition out there. Pedro came from the bench and scored 2 goals. It was just, spoiling the party for Inter Milan. Denzel Dumfries scored a brilliant goal for Inter Milan, but it was still not enough to take the 3 points from Lazio. I don't know what Lazio were using the points for, but, Pedro came from the bench and then scored 2 goals, but Inter Milan did their best. Honestly, they did their best. But, their best was not enough to get the 3 points against Lazio. So it is going all the way to the last game of the season. That is where we will see the team who will win the Scudetto this season. Let's see what happens. Last game of the season, we will see. Juve also won by 2 goals to 0 against Udine. Napoli also drawing 0-0 against Parma. Parma, drilled Napoli very, very, very well. They had a last minute penalty, but it was ruled. They ruled it out, not a penalty. So AC Milan also lost by 3 goals to 1 against Roma. So Joao Felix scored a goal, but Claudio Ranieri, top brilliant performance by Claudio Ranieri. I think he will leave at the end of the season. They are looking forward to replace him with Enzo Maresca. Let's see what happens. If it was to be me, I would leave Enzo Maresca for them and go and get a top coach. That is my opinion though, but we'll see what the Chelsea owners also has for us this particular summer. So when you come to the table, 79 points for Napoli, 30 goals for Napoli. They are sitting first, 78 points, and then 42 goals for I think Inter Milan. They are also sitting second, 78 points. Atalanta 74, Juventus 67. So Juventus are they will qualify for the Champions League. I mean, they have 67 points. So let's see what happens. Roma are also sitting fifth. They have 66 points. Lazio also are sitting, they have 66 points. And then when you come to the latter part of the table, or the bottom of the table, we have Monza, Venezia, and then Empoli. They are actually a fight between Empoli, Lecce, and then Parma. There is a fight there. So I don't know who is going to go in the last game of the season. That is what is happening in the Serie A. Top performance out there. The last minute or the last game of the Serie A. That is where we are going to get the winner. So brilliant display by all the boys out there. We are moving to the La Liga. Last but one day of the La Liga, Atletico Madrid winning 4 goals to 1 against Betis. Barcelona losing 3 goals to 2 against Villarreal. Villarreal are fighting for the Champions League slot. So they won by 3 goals to 2 against Barcelona. Lamine Yamal scored a very, 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 very brilliant goal. He's still pushing. He's still pushing to get more goals because, bro, trust me, his goals is not encouraging in the league. So now I think he has 9 goals in the league. So let's see what happens last minute or the last match of the season in the La Liga. Let's see if Lamine Yamal will score. But Vallecano also won by 2-1. We have Las Palmas losing against Leganes, Getafe also winning. We have Osasuna also winning, and then Real Sociedad winning against Girona. Valladolid also losing. Sevilla losing against Real Madrid. Real Madrid scored 2-0. Sevilla had 2 red cards. Real Madrid scored in the latter part of the game. 1 goal came from Mbappe and then Jude Bellingham. So Mbappe is actually second on the golden boot. The European golden boot is actually second because Victor Gyökeres is doing really, really well. He scored, I think, 30-something goals in the 38 goals. Yes, 39 goals in the Portuguese league. So he's actually leading on the European golden boot. But if Mbappe scores in the last game of the season, he is going to win the European golden boot. And then for the Pichichi, for the top scorer award in Spain, he is no brainer. He's winning that. So Mbappe has done really, really, really well. He didn't start the season well, but Mbappe is showing that yes, the goals, I am the man up front. I will score the goals. He has scored 41 goals for Real Madrid this season. That is incredible. Real Madrid has not had a bright season, but Mbappe has had an incredible season, incredible individual season for Real Madrid. So Mbappe, big shout outs to him. I never doubted him. He is the best player for Real Madrid this season. You can come and challenge me. I will sit and talk. Forget about goals. Decisive, points. He has taken decisive points for Real Madrid this season. So for me, he is my best player in Real Madrid this season. Our best player with Valverde and then the like. So let's see what happens. But Mbappe, 41 goals for Real Madrid this season. He is left with only 1 goal, just 1 goal to take the European golden boot. That is a brilliant display by Mbappe. 29 goals in the La Liga this season. Athletic Club also won by 1-0 against Valencia. So when we check the table, Barcelona 85 points, Real Madrid 81 points. The point gap is 4 points. It's not that much. So it's 4 points between them. Atletico Madrid 73. We have Athletic Club 70 points. We have Villarreal 67 points. But Real Betis also have 59 points. So it is done. Villarreal has qualified for the Champions League. Valladolid has been relegated. Las Palmas has also been relegated. So the next one is going to be between Leganes. We have Espanyol Barcelona. It's going to be between these two people. They are going to determine who will add up to Las Palmas or Real Valladolid. We are moving to the FA Cup. The FA Cup, Manchester City versus Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are the winners of the 2025 FA Cup. Brilliant display by Eberechi Eze, Mateta, and then the boys. They did really, really, really well. Of course, I have much to say about the FA Cup, but because of timing, we will pause here and then we'll talk more about the FA Cup. But there was this incident that happened in the FA Cup. I don't know if I could get the graphics. Okay, yes, the graphics is on the screen for you. Just look at this. Dean Henderson came to the line and then, just got the ball. He is in his penalty box, but he has had an impact on the ball. As you can see, the ball is outside the line. So he used his hand to actually get the ball outside the penalty box. He himself is inside the penalty box. I don't know what explanation the PGMOL brought or the FA brought, but I feel like this is a red card because he had a significant impact on the play. He had a significant impact on the ball. So I don't know what they were looking for, but I mean, he is in the penalty box, yes, but the ball was outside and he used his hand, and that hand had a significant impact on the ball. So I think, in my opinion, that is a red card. And if they had a red card or the Henderson had a red card, Man City would have won the game because the Henderson did a lot of saves for Crystal Palace. He did a lot of saves, as you can see on the screen. He did a lot of saves. Manchester City played 6 shots. 6 shots on target. They played 23 shots and then 6 shots on target. They had 2.30 XG. So at least the Henderson saved 3 balls. So I think this should have been a red card. I don't know, but this should have been a red card because it is outside the penalty box. But all in all, Crystal Palace has won their first major title for themselves. Brilliant display by the boys. Mateta, Eberechi Eze. I'm very, very happy for the Eberechi Eze story. Is just incredible. When we get time, we'll talk about Eberechi Eze and then his incredible story as, you know, a professional football player. When you go to the Premier League, a lot is happening in the Premier League actually. Saturday there was no Premier League game, but Sunday is where all the Premier League game went on. So the race for the Champions League is still on. The race is still on. There is Arsenal. I think Arsenal has already qualified for the Champions League, 71 points. Newcastle sitting third with 66 points. And then their last match is against Everton. Everton is a very, very strong opponent. So on any day, they can worry Newcastle. But Chelsea, we have the biggest or the strongest test in this, in the weeks to come. I mean, the last game, we are playing Nottingham Forest, who are also fighting for the Champions League slot. So they have 65 points. We have 66 points. So Chelsea need a win to qualify for the Champions League. It is a must win for Chelsea. There is Aston Villa that they are playing Manchester United. I think they will score Manchester United. So they will not have a problem. So if Chelsea slack, Aston Villa are going to qualify for the Champions League. Manchester City will play this midweek. They are playing against Bournemouth this midweek. I don't really trust them, but I think they will win, and then eventually they will win against Fulham. So for Man City, I think they will qualify. Arsenal has already qualified, so they will need two teams between Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, and then Aston Villa. But the race is actually between Newcastle, Chelsea, and Aston Villa. Just two teams will qualify for the Champions League amongst these people. So the last day is going to be a very, very dramatic day in the Premier League. Last dramatic day in the Premier League. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened in the Premier League. In all, a brilliant, games this particular weekend in the European leagues. Click on the subscribe button. This is Kobo Sports Room. Thank you so much for your time. Just make sure that you click on the subscribe button, you press the post notification bell, you follow us on our social media platform on X, TikTok, and IG, all over, Facebook, all over. Just follow us, click on the subscribe button, and then I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe and peace.